Yeah.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Murthyati Bhuvanchana Shakaya Chakshurmilitam Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah. Sri Chaitanya Manopishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeyam Sri Yudapadatam Sri Gurum Vaishnavanscha Sri Rupam Sagrajata Sagana Krishna Chaitanya Deva Sri Radha Krishna Padam Sagana Sri Vishakambitanscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Javanste Devi Pranamaki Haripriya Jakalpatarubhyasya Krupasindhubevacha Patitan Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo He Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Sri Advaita Sri Vasudeva Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Yat Krupādam, Sri Guru Dinatara, Paramananda, Sri Chaitanya Ishwar. Hare Krishna. Thank you all very much for coming. So today I thought of sharing with you what I have felt interesting, which will inspire us. In here, everybody is clear, right? Yes. So we have in the Bhakti Yoga process of the process of self-realization, we have 9 steps, 9 ways in which we can render devotion service to Krishna. Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu Smaranam Pada Sevanam Archanam Vandanam Dasyam Sakyamatma Nivedanam. So the first 3 are very much related, and of course everything is related, but Shravanam, Kirtanam and Smaranam. So the Shravanam is the foundation for entire bhakti. Means unless, see, if you want to establish a relationship with someone, you need to know about them. Of course, by their appearance, you may get some first impression. But when you hear about their qualities and you hear about their greatness, then your affection, your love for them increases in many ways. So, Shravanam, after Shravanam, then it comes Kirtanam. Kirtanam, which implies not just doing Harinam Sankirtan or just giving a class or talking about them in general. That is also considered as Kirtanam. And when these 2 steps are properly done, when you are nicely doing these 2, then the 3rd aspect will automatically develop. What is that? Smaranam. Smaranam is always remembering Krishna. So our Acharya has given that like what is the exemplary devotees for each aspect is, for Shravanam it is Parikshit Maharaj, for Kirtanam it is Shukadeva Goswami, for Smaranam it is Prahlad Maharaj. So now yes, we can listen. We have a lot of resources nowadays. Previously, they don't have much of facilities to hear. But if you go to ISKCON Digital, there are a lot of Swamis, Prabhujis, YouTube. Of course, more than YouTube, ISKCON Digital is better. So, and after that, and we also get chance, like Mahaprabhu says, Yare Dekha Tara Krishna Upadesh means whomever you meet, talk about Krishna. That's all, like Prabhupada says, right? Who is a devotee? Devotee is somebody who is actually addicted to Krishna. So means you want to share about Krishna. When you hear properly, when you know the qualities of Krishna, when you know the greatness of Krishna, when you know how merciful Krishna is, then you would like to share that with everybody. That is the Kirtan aspect. Or you chant the name of Krishna. You just take initiation and Guru says at least chant minimum 16 rounds every day. So that is the Kirtan aspect. And both two are foundations. And from when we properly do that, then the aspect of Smarana will develop. So why Prahlad Maharaj was given that example of Smarana means, even though Prahlad Maharaj actually for a 5-year-old kid, the shelter will be mother and father. And the person who actually wants to kill Prahlad Maharaj is his own father. And he tried in many ways to give trouble to Prahlad Maharaj. But Prahlad Maharaj was never, Prahlad Maharaj was always remembering the Lord. And that's how he was saved. So that is the Smaranam. That is the power of Smaranam. Means there is no difference between Krishna's name, Krishna's form, Krishna's devotees, Krishna's even remembrance of Krishna also. So that's why Krishna always wants to simplify our endeavor to reach him. That's why, it is said, what in Bhagavad it said, right? Yamyam vapi smaran bhavam tajityante kalayavraktam tameva iti kaunteya sadatat bhava bhavita. So whatever you think at the time of death, that you will get it without fail. And it is said that even though we stress on Shravanam and Kirtanam, but the ultimate savior is Smaranam. Because see, at the time of death, you will not be able to utter a word, because our entire this throat will be filled with juice, like saliva or some secretions, and our ears might not be able to respond to outside. But the consciousness that you develop through process of hearing and chanting throughout, hearing, chanting, and remembering throughout our life will be prominent at that point of time. So that's why Krishna says, Antya kalesha mame vasmaran mukta kaleva. Means just remember me. Means just by remembering me at the time of death, you will come to me. So the Smaranam is the most important part. Means Smaranam is the thing that we have to achieve. What is Antya Narayana Smriti? That is the goal of human form of life. So if we just remember Krishna, you'll go back to Krishna. That is a wonderful benediction. So the Smaranam is very, very, very important. So that's why we have to, through process of Shravanam and Kirtanam, we should always meditate upon Krishna. We should always think, we should always forcefully sometimes correlate everything to Krishna. I am doing this for Krishna. We have to remind ourselves, oh, this is a devotee of Krishna, I have to behave with him very well. So everything that we see, we can correlate with Krishna somehow or other. So one time disciples asked, Prabhupada, how can we correlate everything with Krishna? And then Prabhupada said, okay. Then Prabhupada said, they are in his room. When you see my specs, what do you remember? It's Prabhupada specs. So this you remember by looking at me, this is my specs, then you remember me, right? So in the same way, when you remember anything in the material world, or anything about the spiritual world also, everything belongs to Krishna. Then it is very easy to remember Krishna all the time. So, but of course, like when some distractions are predominant in our mind, something, a family or something, we tend to, of course, yes, when you are when you are in devotee association for a long time, you will get used to remembering Krishna all the time. So, but that aspect of remembering Krishna every time is our goal. Now, I was thinking what to. So present done, but few days back I was hearing hearing or reading Ramayana book, and then I came across the qualities of Lord Ram. So where that qualities of Lord Ram were discussed. Okay? So we have devotees here very much qualified to speak on Ramayana. If there is anything, any so so why this the background of this presentation is, so everybody knows about Ramayana, right? No need to narrate also. So one time what happened, like it is when Ram was a child, so he just went with Vishwamitra Muni, and then he actually went to Janakpuri, and then he broke the Shiva Dhanus, means the vow of Lord Shiva, and then he married Mother Sita, and then Mother Sita and Lord Ram stayed with Dasharath Maharaj in Ayodhya after getting married for 16 years. And Dasharath Maharaj was growing old, so and he was thinking, now it is a time I should coronate Lord Ram. So, and it's not like in those days it's not like democracy voting system, but still the king used to consult his ministers, and they used to take advice from him what to do. Even if there is one instance I don't know, it is King Bharata who actually coordinated some outsider, Bharat, right? So he made the legal heir to his throne a qualified person who is not within his family. So kings used to take suggestions because they used to they used to see the qualities of their sons also. Means it's not like if you are son of a king, you are automatically become king. It's not like that. That person should have the qualities. That person should be eligible to become the next ruler. So now, then in the court, Dasharath Maharaj was sitting, and all in the assembly. Then Dasharath Maharaj expressed his desire. I would like to next make the Lord Ram, my son Ram, as a king. What do you say? And the response was beyond his expectations, and people are so happy, and he could see so much bliss in their faces, and they started, oh, we were waiting for this moment. Then Dasharath Maharaj became a little bit depressed. Why are you waiting for this moment? Am I such a bad ruler or what? And they observed this, they observed me and said, no, don't take it wrong. Actually, we love Ram so much that we wanted to see him as a king. So then the son was, oh, really? So what do you like now? Because see, for a father, glorifying the qualities of a son, like hearing the good qualities of a son from others, is the greatest pleasure. Like all fathers might be knowing here. Okay? Like their children, glorifying their children, somebody glorifies their children, the good qualities of the children, it's the greatest bliss they can get. So then, our citizens of Ayodhya and other citizens, citizens of Ayodhya and other nations said to him, O king, your son possesses numerous auspicious qualities. O Lord, we shall describe in full the dear and the pleasing attributes and of the intelligent and godlike Rama, who is the storehouse of excellent qualities. Now listen to them. So this is at this point of time, Lord Ram is not a god. Lord Ram didn't kill Ravan. He only broke Shivadhanus, and he also killed Tataka, few demons, and not any super Herculean task that he has done, but everybody loves him to the full. And they just there are two aspects, of correlating with the Lord's pastimes, Anukaran and Anusmaran. It is said that Anukaran means you follow the example set by the Lord himself. Means trying to follow the Lord as it is. That is called Anukaran. Anusmaran means you cannot do what Lord is doing, and you can just glorify the Lord, or appreciate the Lord's pastime and then be satisfied. So, for example, when it comes to Lord Krishna, we cannot lift the goat and hill. We cannot kill our demons when you are in a little kid. So you cannot do that superhuman task that are done by Lord Krishna. So pastimes of Lord Krishna are meant for Anusmaran, means just remember them and enjoy and be Krishna conscious. That is easily we can correlate through understanding just by appreciation. And Anukaran means try to follow as much as possible the same path given by the Lord. That is Anusmaran. So Lord Ram's pastimes are for Anukaran, sorry, not Anusmaran. Not Anukaran also, Anusmaran also. So when we appreciate, we appreciate the qualities of Lord Ram, we appreciate the pastimes of Lord Ram, and also we try to follow them also. So then citizens of Ayodhya are citizens assembled in the palace of Janak Maharaj. They were actually glorifying the qualities of Lord Ram. So why we are going to analyze or why we want to know about the qualities of Lord Ram is these are a citizen's perspective of a prince, like a human prince, not a god. Okay. So now saying Rama, whose power is unfalling and greater than Indra and Indra in divine qualities. And he has in fact surpassed all the descendants of Ikshvaku dynasty, overruler of men. Rama is the most righteous person in the world. He is truthful and dedicated to the truthfulness. So if you see here, the first they are saying, his prowess is unfalling. Means, how can we correlate with this? Even the Lord Ram's pastimes also, we cannot even imitate them. Because we might be very powerful, we might be very, doing good in some aspect, like intellectually or devotee-wise, or sometimes our devotional qualities. Sometimes our bar will come down. But his prowess is unfailing, means the power, he's a Kshatriya power, the ability to rule is unfailing, is greater than Indra in divine qualities. So, for example, especially in Krishna conscious circle, we have very little, very low impression of what Indra is all about, owing to certain pastimes like Govardhan, Puja, and all those things. But it is said that Indra has, with the amount of power that Indra have, it is very difficult to maintain such good qualities also. So Indra is glorified even by the greatest of the sages. So, and it is Lord Ram is saying, is greater than that of Indra. And he proved it by, breaking the Shivadhanus and also killing Tataka. Okay? And so when we when we belong to when we belong to a certain family or certain Of course, I'm not saying that we have to surpass everybody of who is our ancestors, or who are our superiors. We try to do as much as for example, our Prabhupada has spread the movement in so many countries. At least we should take that impression and try to preach Krishna consciousness or bring devotees to Krishna consciousness. Why Prabhupada has done? He was following the instructions of his spiritual master, who actually was so much concerned about everyone being Krishna conscious. Because when Prabhupada came into this like Boston Harbor, he was able to see the skyline of the Boston, and he was praying to them and seeing the development of the United States. Prabhupada didn't appreciate, unlike other visitors. He actually felt very concerned. He prayed to Krishna, how am these people are suffering so much? How am I going to convince them to take up your bhakti? Means the great souls, when they know that the more we get attached to the material things here, the more we suffer in the material world, because we are going to stay here only. So that's why, and just taking that mood, like if somebody is doing well, a nice job, nice family, and there are some people, like somebody tried to give Bhagavad Gita, that I don't need Bhagavad Gita in my life. He says like that. Means my life is all set. I don't need any Bhagavad Gita, all these things. Means they are so much satisfied with their life. Yes, somebody who wants to advance spiritually, they should be satisfied with material things. Not, but I'm not saying satisfied, complacent. So one should not settle with what they have. One should endeavor to do more spiritual advancement. That's what it makes the difference between a human life and an animal life. So and Lord Ram, like in his dealings, they are able to identify the righteousness nature. Means like, see, like even when they are kids also, we can observe their nature. The way they deal, the way they they react to situations. When something is going in favor of them, something is going against them, it will give the fair idea of what is their nature is all about. So it doesn't mean that we should judge a kid, we should not do that. But so they are able to observe all these qualities in Lord Ram. So he's a righteous person. What is righteous? Following the principles of Dharma. If you see in fighting, in making the friendship, in dealing with others, Lord Ram is personification of Dharma. And they say righteousness and prosperity have sprung directly from Lord Ram. So it is like Lord Ram was a little about teenager, like maybe in 20s or 20. So and they are saying they had the impression that Lord Ram is a human being. Nobody is going to worship Arti for Lord Ram. They are considering like a prince. And they are saying righteousness and prosperity has sprung directly from him. So how can they say this? How can somebody say, oh, everything is coming from you only? Like you cannot say to some, like it's a perspective, it's in the perspective of a fellow citizen of Ayodhya. So, but when it comes, that means he is setting standards. So there is, like when a group of people are there, like everybody has a boiling point. They can only take certain things only to a certain level. After that point, they will give up. So Lord Ram, when he was personally present there, he was actually following the principles of righteousness so much so that everybody took him as a role model. So why Lord Ram has to do that? Actually, our Acharya says that when in his incarnation, in his Satyavash incarnation, as Parashuram, Lord Ram has killed, Parashuram has killed so many Kshatriyas. So, and he felt pity on the Kshatriya race. I should know, like these people, when they get the kingdom, they become so intoxicated and they think that it is for their enjoyment. They take it for granted. They don't take it they don't take the position as a responsibility, and they take it for granted, and then they started enjoying it, and then they get deviated from the path of dharma, and then they commit a lot of sinful activities. That's how they were punished by Lord Parashurama. And now I want to establish how a Kshatriya should rule, how glorious a life of a Kshatriya can be. That's how Lord appeared in the family of a Kshatriya. So, and he's setting the standards. If you see, Lord Ram is the best son, best husband, best brother, best friend, best father also. So we can take all this. Anybody can take Lord Ram as a role model, and he's equal to the moon in pleasing the people, and in his forgiveness matches that of earth. Means like somebody's presence will make everything very pleasing. Even if some disparities come, they are so concerned about everybody's well-being, they immediately jump in and they settle the matter. So that kind of pleasing nature a devotee should have. Devotee should try not to find fault with anybody, and as soon as some disparity comes, see some disagreement will happen. Just Prabhupada said, right? There is no cause. Nobody wants to start the forest fire, but forest fire automatically starts. In the same way, in this age of Kali Yuga, the quarrels and disagreements automatically will spring up. But somebody who is actually matured in spirituality, in devotional service, they will immediately jump on resolving. Be as much as transparent, be non-duplicious, so that further complications can be avoided. So somebody who has this kind of nature, his presence will make everybody very comfortable. Means they would like to come and sit with him, because they are not fault. They don't find faults. They don't find they always look for glorious things only, and they would try to help others as much as they can. And they say means they are like moon, okay? And his forgiveness matches that of earth. Means like, of course, sometimes some people knowingly, unknowingly may offend. Like they say that a Vaishnava never takes an offense. Vaishnava will forgive the offender before the offense is committed also. Means it's already like means there is even if you hurt him, even if you neglect him, even if you insult him, even if you kill him also, Vaishnava will forgive it. That is the quality of a, means of course we are not on that level, any of us, but that is a standard that we should know. So, and he is equal to, in intelligence he is equal to Brihaspati, and in valor he is equal to Indra, the husband of Sachi. So, especially in the material world, to glorify somebody's intelligence means like that person should be very much pleasing. Someone might be good at something, like some organizing, some doing kirtan, playing some instrument, or some even the material skills also. When that person uses his abilities to to show and to others in such a way that others feel inferior, others feel like this person is trying to show himself off, then immediately they will stop. They will have a negative impression on the other person. So then this kind of comments won't come. His intelligence is equal to Brihaspati, and his valor is equal to Indra, husband of Sachi. Means even though powerful, even though very much skillful, but we should never try to use them as to show that how great we are compared to others. So when we have that attitude, then everybody thinks that yes, he is our man or he is our person. And means when they feel that he is our person, then they don't mind how much you have, how much you don't have, because you are all together. Okay. and he is conversant with the principles of righteousness, and is true to his vow, and is well-mannered and non-envious. So this, like now, these principles of righteousness we can understand only through a bona fide spiritual master and bona fide line, or with the Shiksha Guru, or a proper authority. And when we have that, and he is like now, of course, like non-envious nature is the first sign of a devotee. If we are envious about anybody, about anything, means we are indirectly or directly are envious of Krishna, because everybody is getting the same thing. Like Krishna is the source of all opulences, means is the source of all strength, all intelligence, all beauty, health, wealth, means and intelligence. So everything is coming from Krishna. So if we are envious of anybody, like even though we may express or we may not be able to express, even certainly also we should work on that. We should be totally non-envious. And he is peaceful, comforting, mild, grateful, and in control of his senses. So that is the nature of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Always peaceful. Unlike if you see other devatas, they may get agitated, but Lord will never get agitated. But Nrsimhadev, he want to show his love for Prahlad. That's how he expressed his anger. He exhibited his anger. But he's always peaceful, comforting, mild, and grateful, and control his senses. And he's gentle, steady-minded, always gracious, and never malevolent. So somebody who have these qualities of gentle and steady-mindedness, they can handle anything without causing any difficulty to others in any situation. So he speaks kindly to all living beings and always tells the truth. So I heard like now I got the source for these qualities from where I got is different. But what I heard is like sometimes like there will be a situation when we meet some devotees whom we know. So they think, oh, let me talk to him when he comes and speaks to me. Like that we think, and we try to avoid. But it is said that Lord Ram, and as soon as he sees somebody whom you know, he will not directly go and first he will start the conversation. Means like that means even that subtle ego we should cross over, because even if knowingly or unknowingly some differences might have come between the devotees, when we speak up, then we'll come to know that it's only a misunderstanding. 99% will happen like that only. Even like some devotee seemingly hurts us, when we go and speak to him and we convey that, oh, this is what happened like this, then immediately that devotee might be saying like, no, I didn't know that this has happened like that. Means that it may get resolved. So always speaks kindly to all living beings and telling truth. Like Krishna is absolute truth himself. Of course, you don't have to tell anything other than truth. And he is devoted to learned and the elderly and brahmanas. So this is a very important aspect, which I also should cultivate. Sometimes I feel like I'm like, so we should be always like superiors, seemingly, we should see greatness, or we should see their like for example, some elderly people, they may not be seemingly great devotees, but what our Vedic culture says is somebody who is advanced in spiritual life, like is wearing saffron, who is actually, if he got initiated, or at least he is superior to you in any aspect in a spiritual life, and also somebody who is elderly to you, even if it is one day also, he should be respected as elder. Like they should be respected. Means like that is our Vedic culture. But somebody may say, if they don't have the qualities, if they don't deserve that respect, how can we give respect? No, so that is where our aspect of surrender comes in. Okay. So whatever our guru says, this Vedic culture, we said Vedic culture didn't develop just like that. It is through the instructions imbibed by the various generations, passed away through various instructions in simplex instruction, or also in the family culture also. Nobody should disrespect an elderly person, even if he is seemingly generally it won't happen in the devotee circle, but outside also, if somebody is elderly, nobody should talk to them in high voice, raised voice, and nobody should use any abusive language. Sometimes we say we take the elderly for granted, like our grandmothers, grandfathers. They think that they are inferior. They're telling them, they say, oh, do this, you cannot do this also, like that they say. You should not, even that voice should be raised in there. But then he said that by this his unequaled glory, fame, and influence have been enhanced. Okay, and then he's expert in the use of weapons and the demigods, weapons of demigods and demons and men. Okay, and he has concluded his oath of studying all the Vedic sciences and also the branches of Vedas. Ram, the elder brother of Bharata, has proven to be the most expert in art, music, and art of the music in the world. So here, like we say, if you see here, not only the spiritual skills, but also even the material skills also can be glorified. So, and his auspicious lineage, saintly and noble-mindedness, and highly intelligent. So they are glorifying now the auspicious lineage of Lord Ram. Lord Ram, the family of Ikshvaku, and also he has been in the olden days, when they see a person, they see up to 7 generations where he is coming from. Especially in terms of getting married, they used to see, we have to see 7 generations ahead of what they are coming lineage from. So it is said that because certain impressions will carry on, because especially whenever we are giving some responsible position to him, or because especially in marriages, they inquire about who is your father, who is your forefather, what they used to do, that they used to do previously, but nowadays I'm not sure about it. So this lineage also matters, and is saintly and noble-mindedness and highly intelligent. And he has been fully instructed by the foremost of the Brahmanas, who were skilled in ascertaining the principles of righteousness. So, where he is born from and where he got educated means, by birth we get certain cultures. We get some ways of dealing with a certain situation through our family. How can you come, friends? Yeah, you can all move a little bit, friend. Yeah, so here we are saying the lineage, the family culture. We get some qualities from our family circle, like parents, brothers, sisters, cousins, how to behave, how to respect, all these things, basic things we get from family. But as we move higher, the association, the saintly association that we get outside, if somebody belongs to, especially in certain congregation, or initiated by a spiritual master, they will have certain qualities. Okay, this devotee means they will have branded with humility, or devotee care, or service, like that kind of qualities develops automatically because of the saintly association and noble-mindedness. And he has been fully instructed by the Brahmanas, means like unless we like that's why we our Shiksha Gurus and Diksha Gurus also stress on reading daily Prabhupada books so that we'll have the proper mindset, you know, to how to behave and how to perform devotion service. And also, like it is, and here the instructions of spiritual master. You know, it is said that one should regularly hear the instructions. You know, through like right now we have the access to audio classes. You know, like Prabhupada, you can hear a class of Prabhupada, you can hear class of spiritual master, and various gurus. Regularly hear and get their instructions, and that's how we'll be able to follow the principles of devotional service. Whenever he sets out on expedition with Lakshmana, the son of Sumitra, for the benefit of village or town, he never comes back without victorious. Means like whenever we take up any service, we should take full responsibility of the service. The success depends upon how much endure. Means like when we take up service, we should not take up this service as okay, I have nothing to do, I took up this service. Not like that. It is the service given to us by our spiritual authority, and it is our duty to make it successful. That responsibility that so that's why you should in the spiritual world he said that everybody performs a specific service. Like especially we see this culture in Jagannath Puri. Like in Jagannath Puri, one pujari and one panda does the same service. Means cooking only throughout his life, and doing deity worship because as he develops he develops more and more in performing the service. But of course, one should not identify or themselves with the service and develop the ego. Oh, I'm on the altar. I'm the pujari, and this person is cleaning the floor. He's inferior. I'm superior. Not like that. Everything related to Krishna is absolute. Means everything is equal level. Means everything is equally important. Somebody who is doing pot washing is on the same level as somebody is doing deity washing. And when we take the responsibility, the right spirit, everything can get us back to Godhead. Okay, whenever he says, okay, that's done. And while returning from the campaign on the back of an elephant or a chariot, he inquires about the well-being of citizens as well as their children, wives, sacrifices, servants, and students, and if they were as if they were his own relatives, as a father would about the sons born from his own lands. So means like when not only somebody whom actually it is said that in the devotional circle especially, it is always certain devotees whom we can have. Yes, so in the devotional circles, we will always have certain devotees whom we can actually sync nicely. But it doesn't mean that we are anyway opposed or anyway inimical to any other devotees. You should always have a respectable disposition to all the devotees. You should inquire about their well-being. We should say at least Hare Krishna and offer our pranams to all the devotees. But of course, there will be some devotees whom we can actually like share more, being more close. So that should be means like everybody should be properly respected, even up to a kid to elderly persons also. So they also say like no, that's how Lord Ram always like irrespective of who you are, he will try to somehow convey his respects, convey his concerns, convey his caring nature to his citizens in the kingdom. Rama, the lion among men, always asks the Brahmanas, are you being served by your disciples? And the Kshatriyas, are you being protected by the gods in armor? So if you see here, Brahmanas are being served by the disciples, means is an elderly Brahmana who already have some disciples. And Kshatriya actually he gives support to, he protects everybody. And he's asking Kshatriyas that are you protected by the gods? Means is an elderly Kshatriya. So based on their disposition, like now, the way we inquire a small child is different from the way we inquire an equal person, the way we inquire from the elderly person. So a person who is well trained will know how to address, how to respect, and how to convey his respects in a different ways, the way Lord Ram does. Okay? When people are in difficulty, he becomes sorely distressed, and he reveals in all their celebrations as if they were their father. Means somebody whom we know they are in some distress. The empathy works a lot. Means empathizing with themselves. And when they are in, like, let's say that happiness doubles when it is shared, and distress comes half when it is shared. So we try to a person with everybody, so that others will feel free to share their happiness and distress. Even it is good for us and for them also. We should be able to share others also, and we should be able to take others also. So, and he speaks truthfully. He can wield the mighty bow of Shiva, serves his elders as an elders, and has conquered his mind and senses. So when we want to serve others, the foremost thing that we have to have is we should have the ability to control our senses. So there is one thing: if you want to serve your senses or serve Krishna and his devotees. So as much as possible, our sense gratification and the mind should be controlled and kept in such a way that it will be able to serve the devotees and serve Krishna nicely. So, and when we are able to control our senses, then only we'll be able to serve others. Otherwise, we always tend to serve our own senses only. He always smiles before talking, and has embraced righteousness with his whole being. Means like this, what do you call this, body language, smiling and talking. Smile makes a lot of difference. So even when you are not feeling, when you are not very much like internally good, but you even like Maharaj says, right? When you are not able to make it, fake it until you make it, right? So even that artificial smile also actually plays a role in some, like, of course, like artificial smiles you should not do, but in the worst condition, you are not able to connect it. Even the smiling artificially also does serve the, like, it is helps the making other person feel better. Okay. He is perfectly accomplished in he perfectly accomplishes the beneficial deeds and does not take pleasure in wrangling. What is meaning of that? Debating, yeah. And in argumentation, he is on par with Brihaspati. Means like means somebody Vitandavada. Vitandavada means arguing even though, like, logically we are we are low, but still we are trying to prove ourselves right. We are still trying to prove ourselves high. So that goes against the principles of humility. So what is the most important that Maharaj says is, like, you should be maintain the humble attitude. Even if you are right, you should present your point in such a way that it doesn't in any way say that you are higher than the other person. With well-formed eyebrows and large reddish eyes, he looks as if he is directly Lord Vishnu himself. So our citizens of Ayodhya are almost close to guessing him as Vishnu. Okay? So his anger and favor are never fruitless. So okay, this Ram delights the world with his heroism, valor, and prowess. Means whatever the skills we have, we should actually utilize them in giving pleasure to everyone, but not harassing them. And he is engaged in protecting the citizens. His mind is never overcome with passion. And he is capable of ruling the three worlds, what to speak of this earth. His anger and favor are never fruitless. Means somebody who does anything wrong, we should express our anger on him. Means our anger should be used in a constructive manner. We should use anger. Anger should not use us. Okay? and he slays those who deserve to be killed according to the ordinance, and he is never angry with those who do not deserve to be killed. So, like even the killing by killed in a justice manner, or killing by the law, getting killed by the Lord, will spiritually brings them a better destination. So that's why, like there are controversies about Lord Ram killing a Sutra which performed tapasya, but still he might attain greater spiritual status. Okay? His jubilee entry bestows the wealth upon one whom he is pleased. Okay? Ram shines like a brilliant sun, and its rays obtained of his qualities such as self-control, dearness to all people, bestowal of delight on everyone. Endowed as he is with such qualities, earth desires desire to have Ram, whose prowess is unfailing and who is unmatched protector of the world as her Lord. Fortunate enough, this son of yours is quite capable of beneficial acts. He is also luckily endowed with the good qualities of sun, just like Kashyapa and Marichi. Everyone among the demigods, asuras, mortals, Gandharvas, celestial serpents, as well as the people in the nations of Koshala and its capital Ayodhya, and the residents of the palace, and those of outside the urban, rural population of the state, all pray for the strength, health, and long life of the illustrious Ram. Means not only the citizens of Ayodhya, but also even the heavenly denizens, even the somebody who is in outside villages also. After, like, why everybody got this impression is when somebody who is very much famous with their qualities, with their caring nature and sharing nature, their reputation also spreads like that. So, and everybody wants Lord Ram to be the king. Okay, the elder and younger women, day and night, devotedly go to all the demigods on the behalf of wise Rama. O Lord, let their entreaty be fulfilled by your mercy. Means even the women, younger women, elderly women, were also praying for Lord Ram. When will somebody prays for others? Means when they think he is our person, then that kind of bonding will develop, and they start praying for their well-being. So it is said that Krishna, more than when you pray for yourself, you pray for others, he will listen to you. So that's why we also request devotees always pray for us. Okay. Let us see the installed as a prince regent, your eldest son Ram, who is in color of dark lotus and destroyer of all enemies. And for our benefit, O bestower of boons, you should joyfully install without delay your son, who is equal to Vishnu, the God of gods, intent as he is on procuring the welfare of of all people. So this is what the citizens of Ayodhya and other kingdoms who was assembled in the there, they expressed their desire to have Lord Ram as their king. So we'll end it here. It's already too late. Thank you. I'm sorry for our time. Hare Krishna.
Grace Bhagavad Acharya Prabhu ji ki jai.
Prabhupada ki jai. It's already late. So